Live, guys. Here we are, the first map of today, GEKKO and SrsT3sl4, or shall we call him Afterlife?
I'll go for Tesla. So Tesla, wow, great plasma spam. And actually, it actually is great plasma spam. I was about to be sarcastic, but he dealt a lot of damage to GEKKO then. And, toxicity, I wouldn't say it's a good map for GEKKO actually. I always kind of imagine him as a good player on slow maps, you know, maps like the M13, Sinisters. He doesn't like, but I kind of think it would suit him very well.
It seems as if he's got a very high sensitivity as well, but he's really doing a lot of damage so far, and he's got now a good position for the Mega. And with all the damage he did, GEKKO's pretty much been playing on the defensive, trying to stay out of the way.
Yeah, yes, like that initial plasma damage was very important, and wow, that was pretty nice. Like Tesla is really showing some nice shots early into the game.
Oh my god, his sensitivity is over 9,000.
Maybe it's just a little bit of a nerves as well, but of course that was really bad, leaving GEKKO, who spawned with nothing at the red, just get away with the red and deal no damage at all. I mean, very questionable decision, but GEKKO so far hasn't been able to really deal a lot of damage either. So we have a stalemate here right now, both players on opposite sides.
Very nice, taking the fight to GEKKO there, and
wow,
good play off the spawn.
All that comes up.
I gotta say, it was really nice, kind of ballsy that he went for that, even though the Mega was given up. Unlucky on the spawns there, but SrsT3sl4 really doing a very, very good job so far. He's gonna...
Wow!
Wow!
He didn't pick up the red. He thought he had the red then.
Yeah, definite nerves coming into play for sure, as he has to try and figure things out off the spawn here. How do you see his options just turning out now? Because GEKKO should have a bit of an advantage.
Oh, that rail is really painful. I mean, had he not taken that rail, he could have gotten that yellow, probably would have been first to the other. But now he's actually in trouble. What's working to his favor is that GEKKO isn't really eager to get all the items yet. The Mega is up. If GEKKO went to the Mega first before going to the red, he would have probably gotten both easily. He might still do that, so it's a bit of a interesting position right now. We had Tesla spawned at the red. It might have evened out the game, but now GEKKO is, I think, in a much better position after this red. He's going to have 100 to 100. Tesla is nothing. GEKKO is also first on this yellow, so yeah. I mean, Tesla is in trouble. It's no question about it.
Yeah, it's definitely looking strong for GEKKO at the moment, as he is just working a very good position here. He spotted a rocket that's going to tell him exactly where Tesla is as he makes his way towards this next kind of Mega spawn, just safeguarding it, making sure that Tesla is nowhere to be seen. And he's going to be comfortable now that he's got 200 health. He has all the armor in the world, and now it's kind of a question of actually racking up those frags.
I mean, GEKKO just let Tesla get 2 yellows, and I think Tesla had a yellow from before as well, and this direct rocket is actually going to even things out. So GEKKO did a quite poor job of, well, using his control to get frags. In fact, I don't think he got any.
No, he definitely... I mean, he's going to have to really step things up when he's in control if he wants to win against Tesla, who's been hitting a lot of interesting shots now, as GEKKO looks for that one over yonder as he picks up the Mega, has to fall back. Some good rails there, but a direct
and this threat could be dangerous if
trade.
Tesla goes for it. And again, it's a very big missed opportunity for Tesla, I think. When GEKKO is at the red, he should really try to do more rather than wait until they're in a more or less even fight, which he did eventually and lost out.
So yeah, risky plays from GEKKO here, but he is 1 frag up now. There is a yellow that's going to go to his opponent. And he's very, very fragile at the moment. He's just stuck on the Mega. And no, SrsT3sl4 too slow to deal with that. And the drop rail there from GEKKO is going to actually get him another frag, or at least one more in the lead. 3-1 now as SrsT3sl4 manages to blow himself up. And this is not looking good now for SrsT3sl4. But GEKKO, he's always a bit fragile.
I find it strange that GEKKO has such a hard time against SrsT3sl4, because watching SrsT3sl4, you really have the impression that he doesn't know too well what he's doing. Especially his moments where he's aggressive and moments where he's not aggressive. Like, in particular on this map, everybody knows, like, the red armor is the place where you catch people off guard. And he pretty much just lets GEKKO do whatever he wants when he's at the red. Whereas then he's suddenly winning fights where you really wouldn't be picking fights on this map, just random spam rockets across the whole map and stuff like that. So GEKKO being a more experienced duel player and also a decent aimer, I would expect him to be winning this game very easily, whereas it's actually like quite a tough game. It's 5 minutes, half the game has passed. It's just a 3-1 scoreline.
And here we go. GEKKO is going to try to chase up another kill. He's found Tesla, does electrocute him there with the lightning gun. And that's the red removed as well. And GEKKO is getting a lot of free damage at this point, starting to rack up those frags just as he should be. Still not taking too much damage. And he can hit the rail. No, he cannot. So Tesla will live for a moment longer. There finally the finishing blow from GEKKO, as now he's looking at a very good position and forces Tesla to rocket jump away to save himself. So definitely a great position for GEKKO.
Tesla might get this red. Now it doesn't matter anymore. It's just got to be so low after this rail then. That GEKKO should be... Well, it should be pretty easy for him to maintain control. Another rail is going to hurt Tesla so much. One more would probably finish him, but GEKKO doesn't need to kill him right now necessarily. Like, this map is one of the maps where control is more important than frags. You can always get frags, especially when the difference is just so small. So giving up control would be much more important, or like more crucial than if he doesn't get a frag. So he's playing it right. He's just doing damage, and now he can leave him. He can go for the yellow. He can go for the other yellow. There's no need for him to get a frag here, and it might actually be better not to. So this yellow he got perfect. Now he can just back off to the mega, get the mega, and it's so good for GEKKO right now. And Tesla's the one who's got to make something happen.
There's a great rail too on the distance, and that's going to allow GEKKO to even get super aggressive if he wants to, as indeed Tesla was so low. Just a tiny bit of splash damage from the rocket was enough to take him down. 7-1 now, and another direct coming in from GEKKO, looking for the finish, grabs it, and that's some great plays there from the reptilian GEKKO.
This is what I would have expected this game to go, like, just based on the names. This is how it should be. Like, GEKKO should be just controlling the map easily. Just because he's a better duel player and he's more experienced in duel. And, well, I think from now on it's going to be pretty much over. And GEKKO's going to get a few more frags, and then...
Wow, nice rail from GEKKO. The pixel coming out. Going to rocket his way across the other side of the map there in the search of his opponent, but not so successful in that search. But it doesn't matter. He is, grabbing the yellows along the way, so he has got some kind of a cycle going, denying armor from SrsT3sl4, and there's SrsT3sl4 actually runs into GEKKO, so that's fair enough. I mean, he's going to take a free frag if it comes his way, and that just, follows up to your point. Often you don't have to look for the kills. The opponent's going to come to you eventually.
Especially at this kind of scoreline. Tesla's, well, he knows it's over. He's just running around for a bit. So, I mean, I wonder if GEKKO really has a chance of getting to any significant stage in any of the FACEIT Cups. Whenever I play against him, it feels like he's a dangerous player. Like he's never somebody who you just destroy. You never win against him 20-0. Or if you do, then it's a very rare occurrence. He's always somebody who puts up a good fight, but he's never somebody who beats good players, as odd as it may sound. So, I mean, do you have any idea if it might be a psychological thing, or?
It's quite difficult to say. I haven't watched a lot of GEKKO in practice.
I mean, just general. There are a lot of players, I think, like GEKKO.
Yeah.
Like, there's also Maza, for example, and I don't know. Ince, I think, is also another one of those players. So he's decent, but never had any of those big results. Like, you might, for example, say there's Sting, who's also a player of that caliber, and all of a sudden he won a FACEIT Cup, right? And I just don't see it happening with GEKKO, and it's kind of weird. Why?
Yeah, it is a very interesting question, and it's something that probably doesn't have a very simple answer. Probably a very multifaceted problem for a lot of players. I think the psychological aspect of the game, I think, is a big part, but I think consistency too is also a big part, because I think the players that you're talking about, all players that execute very well, but the issue I think usually lies in lack of consistency on decision making, or lack of understanding on decision making, so they can't have the consistency. Because someone like Cypher, for example, or any of the really top players, they know how to make the decisions every single time, that they're never putting themselves in really bad spots or having to like kind of wing it because they've got they're just in a spot where they shouldn't have been in. And I think that tends to happen a lot to players like that. And good players are really good at forcing you into terrible spots too. So if you can see them coming and understand how to avoid them, then that really helps. So I think that's only one of the many facets, though. Yeah. So it's probably it's quite a complicated thing, but I think each player is their own mystery.
Yeah. Then again, it was 10-minute games. It's kind of compared to 15 minutes. Consistency, I think, matters a little bit less, where you can just like perhaps for the first 3 minutes just randomly play good, even if you're not such a good player, and that might be enough to kind of edge it over. But perhaps 10 minutes is still enough where like true skill can prevail. Maybe you need to make 5 minutes games, and then you'll have the Madas and the GEKKOs of the world.
It's possible, yeah. It is possible. But that's going to end the finishing moment that GEKKO will advance an Afterlife or SrsT3sl4, despite the awesome plasma, which kind of sticks out in my mind at the start of the game. He's not going to advance through. He is going to be knocked out. Hopefully we'll see him next time. But guys, we'll take a quick break and we'll be back with more